communist dictators. That's what we're dealing with right now in Donald Trump.
Sure, the West loves defining fascism as dictatorships, and I'm here to convince you that that's misleading. Here are my 3 reasons why. First, if fascism requires a dictator, then you know what's not fascist? America, 100 years ago. Blacks were getting lynched, Japanese Americans were being put in concentration camps, but no dictator, so apparently not fascism. If fascism needs a dictator, then apartheid South Africa was not fascist. Israel is not fascist. Even though in all these cases, one ethnic group uses government and corporate tools to oppress and dehumanize another ethnic group within the same country. By defining fascism as dictatorships, America and Europe can whitewash their own history as liberal democracies with a few oopsies in the past. Reason number 2. If fascism is only top-down dictatorship, then just one big great man is responsible for everything bad that's happening. It lets everyone else off the hook. Like the biggest excuse that the Nazis gave during their trials was that they didn't know what was going on, or they were just following orders. Even though Hitler's hatred for Jews, Marxists, disabled people, and queers was not a secret, somehow people working for him were aloof. It does make me wonder what excuses Israeli soldiers are going to come up with during their own trial someday, considering the fact they're the ones filming and uploading half the proofs of their own war crimes. Anyway, reason number 3. If rule by one party or one ideology is always dictatorial, then that makes communist countries dictatorial, and so as bad as fascism. Fascism equals dictatorships equals communism, which is what Kamala Harris is saying, is a very convenient argument for Americans to be making, especially since the 1950s. I mean, they had just won a war against fascism with the help of communist allies in Russia and China, and now they had to justify a new Cold War to their citizens against the same allies. And so historically, they had to redefine fascism as something very similar to communism, but also very different from the kind of democracies or states that the West had. Well, that's why fascism and dictatorships are not the same. A more useful and scalable definition of fascism is this. Fascism is a violent and organized loot of land, wealth, and labor of a group of people within your own countries. It is basically colonialism come home. And if you define it this way, the capitalist West has never been liberal. It has in fact been fascist for most of its modern history.